Hello one and all, and welcome to Seen Through Glass. I'm not sure I've ever started a video in a setting quite like this. That's a Koenigsegg, that's an F40, there's a P1 down here, and you haven't even seen what's, the other side of the camera yet. This is SR Auto Group, and I cannot tell you how many people told me to come and check this place out during my time in Vancouver. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I've got a whole day with these guys. We've got a ton of stuff lined up. But let's kick things off by walking you around this quite incredible, small but eclectic and insane showroom. I feel like today is going to be a day of firsts because look at this, a Koenigsegg Agera RS, and I have a key. Yes, I have a key for this car. I'm not going to be driving it out that window, no, but I am going to be stepping inside for the first time. I mean, for me, I've never spent much time around Koenigsegg's, and I've never even really sat in one, and look how huge that sill is. It's crazy. It's also a lot of very expensive carbon fiber. So let me just see if I can squeeze myself in here. Oh, wow. Oh, this is not what I expected at all. The windscreen is really far away. Actually, the dashes in general, I feel more like I'm sort of sitting in a Boeing 737 than a hypercar. But you know what? I really haven't spent a lot of time sort of paying attention to the whole Koenigsegg thing over the years because they just seem so, out of the realm of any possibility of me driving or owning or being around. So they've kind of gone over my head. But this is, yes, an Agera RS. One of, I think, 20 in the world. One of 2 maybe in Canada. And just the level of detail of these things. Well, there's different buttons in this circular pattern. I remember, I think it was the old CCX, you used to have to sort of hold different buttons to start the thing up. Now, just one big engine start stop. Let's get the ignition on first. Big button there. Oh my God, the noises. It's like an alien spaceship. And that's cool, look, you get a little image there with the door open. But anyway, let's get on with it. Foot firmly on the brake. More noises, and oh my God! That's not normal. That's not normal. I gotta turn that off. That was just... I wasn't expecting that. That was so loud. Oh, I feel like I need to run away. I feel like I've done something bad. Oh my God. This is not the car I was here to film today, but it's going to be one of those days where we're just going with the flow. Welcome Kenny from SR Auto Group. We've been shuffling some things around to get some cars out that I was supposed to be filming, or I am going to be filming. Very soon. Very soon. And you just said, well, do you want to take this for a blast quickly whilst it's out? Yeah. Okay. So just remind us, this is what exactly?
It's a 2009 Lamborghini Gallardo underground twin turbo, 1500 horsepower.
I think I've only driven one. Oh, is that a little bit slow?
It's just a little bit like, okay,
we're getting there, yeah. One 1,000 horsepower car before, which was in Bulgaria. Okay. And it was an RS7. This is obviously 1,500 horsepower, and it's a Lamborghini. So, yeah, I'm a little terrified, but we're going to have fun with it either way. Oh my God.
That's too bad, huh?
Yeah, that was, yeah. I mean, not too bad is one way to describe it. Terrifying is another. This thing was just... Dude, that's not right. Sound, man. That's not right. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of an F40.
It does. It has that same kind of feeling towards it.
That same feeling. And not a lot happens, and then suddenly it's just like warp speed. And I'm using like 25 to 30% throttle. I'm trying to be like so cautious, waiting for that turbo, and then it's like, hold on.
Give it the beans.
Oh.
Keep going, keep going,
No,
keep going,
no, no.
Foot down, foot down, foot down, foot down.
Oh. Sheesh, come out. I mean, that's just not right.
It's in the middle lane, and then we have to slow down a little bit.
And underground racing, Gallardo. I mean, Paul Wallace's dream, and I kind of understand why he's banged on about them for so long now. Absolutely hilarious. Kenny, also, what a top bloke. But you've probably figured out by now which car it is that I'm actually here to focus on. I say that, I have no idea what the title of this video would be, because originally I thought it was going to be, you know, my first time driving a McLaren P1, or finally driving a McLaren P1, but so much is happening and so much is on the table that maybe it's not going to be that title. But anyway, as you've seen, we have now pulled the white McLaren P1 out of the showroom. Shush, parking sensors, because yes, I'm going to drive it. Anyway, we are relocating first to SR Auto Group's alternative location, alternative showroom, which is where I'm potentially, well no, not potentially, but where I am going to be driving this thing, and oh my god, it looks so unreal. Anyway, so yes, I will get some shots on the road as we make our way there, and then I'll be jumping behind the wheel.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw. No breaks, we
Well, I guess this is it. If you don't know the significance of the test drive that's about to happen, one sort of goal or aim I set myself with Drive the World was to drive the holy trinity of hypercars. The Ferrari LaFerrari, the Porsche 918 Spyder, and the McLaren P1. Now, I drove the 918 Spyder pretty early on in the year in New Zealand. I then drove a LaFerrari in Marbella, but I've been waiting for the opportunity to get behind the wheel of the McLaren P1. And I'm going to get into it in more details once we jump inside, why I've sort of really heralded this as, well, I've just been so excited and so intrigued as to what this car is going to be like from behind the wheel. And it's a little bit windy out here at SR Auto Group's other location, so let's jump inside and yes, have my first ever experience behind the wheel of a P1. Those doors really slam because they're carbon fibre and they're light. Wow. Now, a lot of this is recognisable as McLaren, just generic McLaren. Obviously slightly dated now. 2014 was the P1? Forgetting my years, but yeah, a little bit more dated. It was around at the same time as what, the 12C and the 650S. So yeah, some of this switchgear just looking a little bit older. The sense of occasion is there because you know what you're in. Apart from that, it doesn't feel too intimidating yet, but the reason that I've been sort of so excited to have a go in one of these, if I can actually remember where the start-stop button is, there you go, ignition. Oh, hold on a sec, key not found, classic McLaren, classic McLaren. Right, let's try and start it up. Yep. So yeah, the reason I've been so intrigued and excited is that I have been in one of these cars before. I went in a passenger ride in one in Switzerland not that long ago, and it was mental. It was absolutely mad. And this car is often sort of looked at as really one of the most crazy to drive when it comes to the McLaren range. And my one sort of, not negative, but my one thought about McLaren is sometimes they can just be a little bit reserved. I know I'm going to get a bit of hate from that, but anyway, I'm really taking my time because I don't want to rush this experience. Huge thanks to SR Auto for allowing me to do this, but it's just going to be a short test drive around the block, and so I just don't want to rush myself. Anyway, I have selected first gear, pulling away in a McLaren P1. Yup. Now, this cabin is pretty cool because you get a lot of the light from the roof above. The car doesn't feel as big as I thought it would be, and that's a sort of common trait. The LaFerrari as well felt pretty small and nimble. My heart's beating pretty fast. This car, far rarer than the LaFerrari and the 918 918 Spyder. Let's not forget, I think about 375 of these cars were made, compared to 499 LaFerraris and 918 Spyders. So you just don't see these things, and I think that's maybe why it's taken me so long to get behind the wheel of one. Can you see me grinning? Here we go, it's a little bit of an open road. That noise! I'd forgotten about that noise! Obviously, we are talking about the same turbocharged twin-turbo V8 that you find in pretty much every single McLaren, but this car obviously has the hybrid systems in addition, making it the hypercar that it is. And yeah, I don't want to be... I want to go into manual. There we go. Got a bit of aero on, into manual gears. Boys and girls. I've got an E-mode button there as well, which I feel like I should try out. Now I think the guy said carry on down River Road, I think. This looks like a little bit of a dead end, but... what a bizarre experience. I didn't know this was ever going to happen. I've been waiting. I've been waiting after that LaFerrari and 918 experience for a P1 to come along, and now I'm in one. It's not all sinking in. But yes, I've seen endless videos. Chris Harris, Jeremy Clarkson sliding this thing around, talking about how kind of mental it is and how terrifying it can be to drive on the limit. I'm obviously not going to be experiencing that today. Unfortunately, I can't actually go into track mode today, but that is understandable. This is a car that the guys have for sale that they're very kindly letting me experience, but it's just, I think there's just a knowledge that this is a true animal. Those brakes! Whoa. Okay, I feel like I need to turn around somewhere now because I'm going down what feels like more and more of a dead end, but... unbelievable. Okay. Those pedals are so reactive, you have to really think about what you're doing, because every input you have feels direct, feels like it is going to transform how the car is behaving. I felt like you had more play in the other two cars. The 918 was so confidence-inspiring, I felt like I could push it from minute one. This, I'm nervous. I'm really like genuinely on edge. I mean, fine, I'm not on the best roads to experience this because I know it could bite my head off. Oh. I've tapped into less than 5% of the potential of this car, but still, it is exciting me. And that is something that not all McLarens have been able to do. I haven't always been able to get my heart racing like this in a McLaren, except when I'm pushing them at 100%. That's the difference. I've driven some incredible McLarens over the years and fallen in love with lots of them. But when you're cruising around at 30, 40 miles an hour, they don't get your heart racing as much as, you know, the alternatives from Ferrari or Porsche or... I can't speak. I can't speak. I can't get it out. Oh. Wow, 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 wow. I will admit, not my finest journalistic moment. Not that I have many fine journalistic moments, but I don't think I summed up that experience particularly well. But I challenge you to get behind the wheel of a P1 for the first time and to speak totally eloquently about what's going on. I was just so are overwhelmed by the entire experience. That car is like a crazy scientist. You just know what's beneath you, and I think I said it, but it's the only McLaren that has really excited me or made me feel on edge below like 50 miles an hour. All the other cars, you have to really thrash them to get sort of that feeling, that fizz that a Ferrari can give me. There's a plane flying overhead, I hope. Yeah, should we wait 2 seconds? Just admire the background. Anyway, long story short, I have now achieved my goal of driving all 3 Holy Trinity hypercars. Has it changed my perspective on them? Of course. Has it changed my sort of order of preference or desirability? I'm not sure. Before driving them, I would have said LaFerrari P1 918. That was my order of, if I was a multi-billionaire, which ones I'd go and buy. I think I would stick with that, but they're all better than I expected, which is ridiculous because I already knew they were going to be insane, but they're all super unique as well. They're all super individual, and I could see why there would be sense in owning all 3, but huge thanks to SR Auto Group. Sorry if I sort of let everyone down with my lack of ability, but still, what a day, what a moment. The day of craziness continues. I'm not sure if you can definitely hear me, but I've jumped into the passenger seat of a 488 Spyder, but not just any 488 Spyder. This is a Novatec 488 Spyder, and I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it yet, but yes, we're going to go for a quick blip around the block, and hopefully I'll make more sense in this section than I did in the P1. You know, the bad thing is I shouldn't have stepped out of a P1 into this, but in general, the noise. Oh, never heard a 488 sound like this. Wow. Oh, this has just transformed this car. This is literally, oh my God. Incredible, incredible. Oh my God, my shopping list of cars has just gone like tenfold today. So cool. What an incredible day full of insane surprises. I mean, it never stopped. They were just throwing keys at me left, right and center. Absolute heroes, SR Auto Group. I love you. I will be back, but yes, P1, it's starting to sink in now. I'm starting to process all the thoughts and emotions. I genuinely love that car. And for me, that is the greatest car McLaren Auto have made to date. I'm just, you know, I think it was fairly well known, but there's truth in that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I need to go home now and just lie down for about half an hour and take in everything that I've done. Give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos to come.